So my little quote today was, talk to yourself as you would talk to somebody you love, but the picture in the corner, cut it out. So welcome back, or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. This is day 8 of love, and it's Sunday Yum. Quite interesting how it really is such a visceral thing to mark the week with a particular jumper. And I'm like, oh, it's Sunday again. Yeah, it's very interesting having it as a physical marker, how it makes much more sense to me, um, yeah, through my senses. That's how I seem to perceive the world. So close your eyes and just get a sense. What is Sunday Yum for you? You know, this on the floor. Maybe you have your pajamas on. Just check in and see, feel. How do you feel Sunday in your body? And then find your resource, something that feels like wellness in this moment, something that when you connect to it, it helps support you feel and sense and be with that which is well in your body. Comfort, ease. Nice. And then something that connects you, something that reaches out, or some kind of self-care thing. What could you do today? What small and incremental thing? Maybe just that quote that I said at the beginning, speak to yourself as you would someone you love. Maybe actively, just soften that inner voice. And then when I start thinking about that, I'm like, who's talking to who? And who am I? And I head down this mad wormhole. So, anyways, we won't go there. Come lie on your back. Let's do some yoga. So, knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. The day here is absolutely glorious. It's a huge, big blue sky. And the sun is shining. Just land on the floor, find the length of your spine, shift yourself so you feel that you're in your alignment. Nice. And then just a small sway your knees from side to side. And it really is tiny. It's like my knees are rocking 6 inches to one side, 6 inches to the other. And there's a little bit of speed to it. So there's a momentum, a rocking. And as I do it, then suddenly it grabs the deep of my psoas and my lower back, and something starts to happen. This is the movement that we have in walking, kind of. And so just let your body come to a sense of rest within this movement. So that as you move, you have a sense of ease. Maybe there's a sigh, a deeper breath, something that travels down into your belly. Nice. Come back to center. Bring your arms wide and out to the side into a T, and then flatten your lower back down and arch into your lower back. So when I arch, my bum is still on the floor, but there's a gap between my lower back and the floor. Flattening down and arching. And so just notice when you flatten down, what happens to your head? When you arch, what happens to your head? How are you pulled by the movement of your spine? Flattening down, arching, flattening down, and arching. Nice. Now drop your knees all the way down to the right. Pause there. Really soften into your thighs, into your hips. The breath is in your belly. And just begin that soft and loving conversation with yourself, or continue that soft and loving conversation with yourself. As you feel sensations, let them just be information rather than something that you have to judge or comment on in the deep of your own self. Drop your knees down towards the left. Can you be loving and kind within yourself? Just noticing the sensations, being really open to receive and listen to yourself. And then just begin to sway from side to side. And that sense of a smile on your face, maybe, or a softening through your chest, and a soft conversation with yourself, or a loving conversation with yourself around the sensations that you're feeling. Just noticing how would that happen in the deep of you? Maybe it happens naturally, then super duper. I tend to have sometimes my inner voice can be quite harsh. So just feel as you sway, make it a safe place for you to hang out in yourself. Nice, and then come back to center. So feet are underneath your knees are hip distance apart, arms are out to your side, and then roll up along your spine. Squeeze through the bum and lift your hips high, and then roll back down along the spine. And then rolling up. And coming down. You can lean into the end of your range. So as you come up to the top, you push your hips forward. Or if you're feeling any kind of niggly, achy feelings, then slow it down and make the movement smaller. You're always adjusting, adapting a movement based on the sensations that you're feeling. Really deeply including you in the movement. Including the knees, the hips, your feet, your belly, your spine, and just the sense of you in this moment. How are you right now as you move? Do you want to take a rest and just pause on the floor? Or do you want to keep moving? It's very subtle and deep when we hear ourselves. Are you overriding the deep voice of yourself, or are you truly hearing and listening? Nice. All the way down. We're going to move into gliders. So drop your knees down towards the right, and then glide the left knee up in the direction of the right shoulder. And then back. Right knee up in the direction of the left shoulder. So always, the first time I do that movement, it's just so groany and achy. And then the second time I do it, I'm like, oh, that's already changed. And so I'm just allowing that the movement is creating change rather than thinking, oh, I'm so this or I'm so that. I'm encouraging change. Change happens. Such a deep and wonderful resource. Nothing is fixed. Nice. Has something changed already in your sensations? For me, something's really changing. There's a lot more ease and flow in the movement. There's a softening. I just feel, oh yes, now I can move, and it doesn't catch as much, or it doesn't ache as much. Nice. Come all the way back to center and pause. Let that settle. Nice. So draw your right knee up towards you, and then draw your right knee out towards the right. And just pause there. So I'm trying to push my left foot down and keep my left hip on the floor a little bit. And then let your left hip lift completely off the floor, and let your right thigh drop down to the floor, and then come back. So it's like my leg is in the same position in relationship to my torso, but my hips are moving. So I'm rocking my hips over, and then I'm coming back. And so it's like my whole torso is falling towards the right. Nice. And then come back to center. So we're going to draw our knee out to the side, and then we're going to rock it over towards the left into gliders. Let's see this out. So draw your right knee down towards the floor. Let your left hip lift off the floor, and then drop your lower back onto the floor. Let your right knee travel over your hip. So now it's straight up over my hip. I drop down towards the left, and I glide the right knee up towards the left shoulder. Back to center, knee is over the hip. and then drop down towards the right with my right knee. And when I glide my right knee over towards the right, I'm not letting my left leg follow. My left leg stays center as I do that. So left knee falls down towards the left with me, but left knee stays center as my right knee goes wide. So it's a smiley right knee. So it's the right leg that's traveling deeply into over towards the left and then out to the side. Over towards the left and out to the side. One more time. Over towards the left, out to the side. Nice. Squeeze the right knee towards you. Interlock your fingers. Hug your knee deeply down. And then stretch your right leg long and lift your bum at the same time and reach your arms overhead or to whatever point feels comfortable. Squeeze your right knee towards you. Land on the floor. And then long through your right leg, lift your bum off the floor. So zoomies. Squeeze your knee in. Lengthen your leg long. Squeeze your knee in. You can't keep your bum slightly floating the whole time as you do this. So even though I'm squeezing my knee up towards my chest, my right buttock and my both hips are floating off the floor. One last time. Reaching long, pause there for a moment. Nice. Squeeze your knee towards you. Pause there for a moment. Drop your bum to the floor, bring your feet to the floor, and then do that little sway thing. So your knees just sway a little bit from right to left, 6 inches off center. And just let that, it's like a little sweeping brush, let that grab or gather up anything. And let your breath deepen. This is a very soothing practice. You know, if you have 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just rocking your knees very gently from side to side. It very deeply regulates your nervous system. I was reading about it the other day. It's part of a kind of a release technique. Something about the psoas lengthening and softening, feeling into the torso, having a sense of movement through the body. Nice. Come back to center. So draw your left knee up towards you and then drop your left knee out to the side. And then let your right hip lift off the floor so everything falls over towards the left and then come back. And my left leg is still staying the same amount of wide from my hip, but because my right hip is lifting, it falls a bit further. So just feel that. How do you fall a bit further with your left knee? Super. Now we're going to do smiley knee with your left knee. So let your left knee travel back so it's over your hip. And then drop your left knee down towards the right shoulder into gliders. And then back to center. Keep your right foot where it is. Draw your left knee out to the side. So big smiley knee with your left knee. Right leg doesn't follow over towards the left. Just feeling that. Is this side the same or is it different from the other side? Remember, have a conversation of kindness and softness and wholesomeness on the inside of you. Reframing things. Rather than saying, oh, that's how that always is, just go, oh, that's so interesting. Look what's happening today. Look what's what arising, and oh, look, change happens. Sometimes we can have a fixed opinion of the deep of us, but really noticing that change is happening, yeah, it's just so glorious. Come back to center. From here, squeeze your left knee up onto your chest, hug it in. And then stretch your left leg long, lift your arms overhead. Draw your left knee towards you, squeeze it in. Stretch it long, arms overhead. Squeeze it in. Long. Squeeze it in. And long. Nice. Pause on the long. Nice. Pause on the squeeze. Super. Drop your bum to the floor. Bring both feet to the floor. Nice. Stretch your arms out wide into the floor. Nice. Turn both palms face down. And see if you can really push the thumb into the floor as you face down. And then turn both arms back to front and keep rolling them until they can't roll anymore. So it's like I'm trying to bring my baby fingers to the floor. They're never, ever going to get there. Palms face down. And then roll until you can't roll anymore. What do your shoulders feel like as you do this? Palms face down. Palms face up. Nice. Can you do them so they're opposite? So right palm faces down, left palm faces back to front. Left palm faces down, right palm faces back to front. How do you organize your arms to roll in opposite directions? How do you feel that in your body? Nice. Come back to center. So drop your knees down towards the right. Turn your left palm face down and then draw your right knee up towards your left knee up towards your right shoulder. Maybe turn your palm the other way, actually. Turn your left palm face up. Yes, left palm face up. And then turn your head to look at your left hand. So my left knee is drawing up towards my right shoulder, and I'm looking over the left shoulder to look at my left hand. Pause there. Bring your head back to center and bring your glider into slider. So try and bring your left foot as far to the left as you can while keeping it off the floor. And then draw your left knee up towards your right shoulder. So sliders, foot glides backwards. Feel the very end of your range there. There's a lot of stability, a lot of strength, and also flexibility happening, range of motion. Draw your knee up and then leg back. Really widen into your shoulders. Let your arms reach more and more wide as you move from glider into slider. And pause as your foot travels back. Can you just pause there for 3 or 4 seconds? And then draw your knee up. Last time. Draw your foot back. Pause in sliders. Nice. Come all the way back to center. Shimmy yourself a little bit so that you feel straight again. And then drop both knees down towards the floor. Draw your right knee up towards your left shoulder. Turn your head towards the right hand. Anchor down through your shoulders, really make them heavy. Breathing into your belly, settling, deepening, softening. And then bring your head back to center and pull your right foot back behind you so that your right foot's trying to travel over towards the right. And then draw your knee up towards your left shoulder. Right foot travels back. And then knee up. Begin to pause on the back motion so that you have this sense of really leaning into the strength of the range. Nice. One more time. Nice. Both feet to the floor. Shimmy yourself around. Bring your knees up towards your chest. So squeeze your knees up towards you. Hug them in. Just pausing. Widen through the lower back. Soften your breath. Smile into your face. And soften even more. So let your forehead soften. Let your jaw drop a little bit. Pull your shoulders away from your ears in softness. Let the back of your neck lengthen. As you breathe, maybe as your face softens, that there's more air coming in through your nostrils. Soften your face. Drop your jaw. Ever so slight smile on the corner of your mouth. Eyes softening. And just maintain that softness and rock from side to side. How would you keep your focus on softening into the face, softening into the gaze? So my eyes are closed, but weirdly, as I soften into my face and bring more awareness to my face, it's like it's like my eyes aren't moving or something. It's a really interesting sensation. Like, wow, that's so cool. That somehow they are anchored while everything else is moving. And soften more into your face. Hey, wiggle your jaw a little bit, come back to center. To wiggle your jaw. Maybe be like a horse, so your jaw moves forward on one side, and then try the other side. Open. Close gently. Wiggle your eyebrows. Breathe into your belly. Move your toes, move your fingers. Squeeze them in, open them wide. And then just turn your head towards the right and find something shiny that reflects the light over towards the right. I have the whole sky. Wow, so beautiful. Big blue sky. Turn your head towards the left or right, whichever way I didn't say before. And just wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, find something shiny. I have like lights. Nice. Bring your feet to the floor, bring your hands to your belly. And just soften and settle there. Really feel that you feel what you can in your body. Noticing the surface of your skin or the weight of your body, the contact of your hands, the sense of your clothing, the temperature of the room, the sounds in the room. I have loads of bird song. I have Chico snoring. And there's some noises outside from the geese and from Yosef. I just feel that when you sense into the whole of you. Nice. Have an awesome day. Have a beautiful day. Yeah, so wonderful. What a great way to start my day. Oh, I always feel better after yoga. Always. I feel very whole and well and soft, and yeah, I feel great. Thanks for joining me. Um, I'm always learning more and more as we progress on this journey together. There you can see it there. Um, talk to yourself like you would someone you love. It's Brene Brown. She is absolutely glorious. She gets a bit full on, but she's really glorious to listen to. Really beautiful. Yeah, it's just a beautiful researcher. Those of you who pay, thank you so much. Yeah, it's lovely being supported by the community to continue. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Monday, we'll probably start on the floor and then build our way back up. It's like, I like this curve, you know, we go down onto the floor and then we come back up again and down onto the floor. It's very sweet and beautiful. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. And yeah, be deeply kind on the inside to yourself. Ciao.